welcome to an episode of Warhammer 40,000, and we'll be playing on this urban terrain. It is a debut here, Sisters of Battle, and they will be taking on the Dark Eldar. So it's a challenge for the Dark Eldar here. It would be an unknown force to take on. So fighting on the urban terrain here, a number of ruins. It's a bombed out Imperial city. It's been abandoned a long time ago, but it's Sisters of Battle that are here and going to try and reclaim the ruins. So it'll be on this terrain that the Sisters of Battle will need to eradicate this Dark Eldar raiding party. Right, welcome to this 1850 points Challenger Scorpion game. Dark Eldar against Sisters of Battle. So I'll be running the Dark Eldar here. One unit of Reavers as a fast attack choice. 3 cluster caltrops and they're an arena champion for them. 2 Venoms. Each has 2 splinter cannons, and inside there 2 units of 4 Incubi, and then 2 Clavex for each of those, and then 2 Archons, 1 in command here and then a second in command. They're both armed the same: Agonizer, Haywire grenades and Shadow Field for both of those. Then unit of 10 Hellions with Heliarch in there, Agonizer as well for them. Don't really rate that unit. They might be on their way out of the force. We'll see how well they do in this game. Then heavy support 1 Ravager with 3 Dark Lances. Another heavy support 1 Talos with Chain Flails. Then 2 Raiders with Dark Lances, and then each of those has a unit of 9 Witches with Hecatrix, Agonizer and Haywire grenades for each of them. Then Flyers here, 1 Razorwing with Dark Lances and 1 Scythe missiles, and then 1 Void Raven. Right, so there's a Dark Eldar list there. We're optimistic, but it will be a challenge taking on this unknown quantity, these Sisters of Battle. Right, here's the Sisters of Battle, and it's James here from Siege Studios Painting Service, and he's brought his Sisters of Battle list down. He's going to run through them now.
This is my 1850 Sisters of Battle bound army list. First unit is a 5-sister squad mounted in a repressor, 2 melter guns and combi melter on the sergeant or superior, melter bombs. Next unit is pretty much the same again, so 2 melters in the squad, sergeant with combi melter. Moving on to the next unit, which is a Dominion squad, quad melter, and also a superior has got a combi melter as well. You've got a Simulacrum Imperialis banner in there, and also a priest is joining that unit with litanies of faith and a combi melter. The warlord of the army is Saint Celestine, usual stat line, everything for her. Next is a bare bones canoness. She's got power sword and storm bolter in this, but she's just got a chainsword and bolt pistol for this game. The next unit is another Dominion squad, again quad melter, priest with a combi melter, no relic. The superior's got a combi melter and another Simulacrum Imperialis banner. 1 more Dominion squad, just a plain old superior, bare bones, and then 4 melter guns in a repressor. Moving on to the back, we've got 4 exorcists. It's a 2 combined arms detachment army, so it allows you to take 3 and obviously 1 in the second combined arms detachment. So that's 4 exorcists running across the back. And just to fill up the second combined arms detachment, we've got a bare bones Sister of Battle squad, just 5 sisters, no upgrades, nothing, just completely as you see them.
So there's the list there, Sisters of Battle. Very exciting to be able to play these. I thought we'd never see them on the channel, but thanks to James here, we were able to see a Sisters of Battle force. It looks awesome, and from what he's saying, there's a pile of melters in there. So this is going to be a challenge for the Dark Eldar, there's no doubt about that, but they'll hurl themselves at the Sisters here. But James is saying this list here is really an offensive kind of Sisters of Battle list. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when these 2 forces collide. Just a close-up view here of some of these Sisters of Battle. I've never really seen them before, and I'm sure there'll be a new army for a lot of people to see on the channel. It's just a close-up here. It's nice work that James has done on them. And there's Celestine, the living saint, there in the centre. And just a close-up of some of the other squads. Fascinating to play against these for the first time. Right, the scenario is Purge the Aliens. It's very appropriate for this game, and it's Dawn of War deployment. So Dark Eldar will be deploying 12 inches in here, just marked by the line of grey dice, and then James's Sisters of Battle are deploying 12 inches here. And as it stands, James will deploy first and go first, unless the Dark Elder sees the initiative. So we're going to go into deployment now for these two forces. Right, so deployment for the Sisters of Battle here. One Exorcist anchoring the left-hand flank here, and then a second one just moving along. Canoness and her squad at the back. Then one repressor here. Celestine right in the middle, ready to move out. Another Exorcist right dead centre looking up the table here. And then another repressor, and then an Exorcist anchoring the right-hand flanks. Just a general spread here. James just trying to cover all the angles here with his force, expecting, or not sure where the Dark Elder would be coming on, but just coming around here. We've deployed second with the Dark Elder, and seeing the wide spread to the Sisters' army, the Dark Elder have deployed here. So we've crammed in this left-hand corner, ready to move up and try and swing round on the flank. So Reavers anchoring the right hand side, and then both Raiders, and then the Hellions at the front, and at the back the two Venoms, Ravager and Talos. So the idea is to push up, flank attack blindside James's force, hopefully get up the table quickly, and then sort of eliminate these from the game for as long as possible. So in reserves for the Dark Elder, 2 flyers will be coming on at some point, and then the 2 Witches squads are in the Raider transports, and then the 2 Incubi squads, each with their Archon joining them. And then reserves for the Sisters of Battle. Battle Sisters here, 2 squads there inside their repressors, and then each of these 3 repressors here will be outflanking. Each of those with their Dominion squads inside. So the Dark Elder are going to have this to deal with as well, so it'll add a nice dimension to the game. Right, so ready to start here. A bizarre game, this one, interesting one, but we'll roll here, see if the Dark Elder can seize initiative on a 6. They do, so it's Dark Eldar turn 1 coming up. Right, Dark Elder movement on turn 1. They were here, and then now we've erupted out of the corner and moving up in this flank attack here. So Hellions at the front, providing a screen. 2 Raiders moving up, Ravager in the centre. 2 Venoms at the back, and then the Talos tucked at the back there as well. Reavers moving out 12 inches up and over in this direction as well. So that's movement done for the Dark Elder. We're going to shooting now. It will be quite important that we try and take out this first Exorcist. So we're going to fire here. The Raider's going to fire dead ahead. James is going to get a 5+ cover save here for the Hellions in the way, and there's some barricades there as well. So we'll fire the first one. We need to do some damage here. 4s is a hit. Armour 13, but we will need... Well, 1's not going to be good enough, so that's that one done. We'll fire the Ravager dead ahead. 3 shots here. 2 hits, average, and then 1 penetrating hit. So James will roll up his save here. 5+. No. Chance here. Good roll. We'll go through. 5 becomes a 6. That's mobilised and a whole point. We fire the other raider here. Hits. A good roll. That is a glance. And that is a 6, is it? Right, okay. That's a Blood Angel sign there, so that is a 6 passed. So that's the shooting done for Dark Eldar there. Fired all the lance weapons and just a hull point and immobilised on the axis there. So it's going to be out of fire, which is going to cause trouble for the Dark Eldar here. But you're just looking across. You can see the angle up the table. James is going to have to manoeuvre his force to try and get an angle on these Dark Eldar as they move up. But speed is the key here. Hellions moving up 4 more inches on their run move. And then just an extra turbo boost there with the jetpacks coming up halfway across the table. So that's all the movement and shooting done for the Dark Eldar. So we're going to go on to Sisters of Battle, turn 1. Right, so movement for the Sisters of Battle on turn 1. Exorcist here and here, both popping smoke. And then the Oppressor here moving up 12 and popping smoke here. And then this flank here preparing to fire. So one Exorcist backing up and does have an angle at the Dark Eldar here. Other Oppressor has moved along 12. The immobilised Exorcist just going to stand its ground. Not that it has much choice. We're going to go on to shooting now. We'll see how much damage James can do, and there will be first blood here. So potential for an extra bonus point. So it is a kill points game. 1 point for every kill. There's line breaker as well up for grabs, first blood, and slay the wall or Dark Eldar really. Well, both sides potential to lose points here. A lot of transports and vehicles for James's Sisters of Battle, and then Dark Eldar, quite a lot of units, smaller units that can become victims for kill points as well. So both sides have to be careful, but at the same time, they've got to engage the foe and try and take them on. So we're going to go on to shooting now for Sisters of Battle on turn 1. Right, so shooting for the Sisters of Battle on turn 1. It's gone quite well. Shots coming in here from the Exorcist to one of them there, and then the Oppressor firing ahead, killed 5 of the Hellions. They've busted morale and fallen back, which is a shame. And then the immobilised Exorcist firing ahead at the Ravager. Took the risk and didn't jink, but passed a cover save, 1 hit being made there. So Dark Eldar have weathered the storm quite well so far, apart from the Hellions, which have got themselves in trouble there. So we're going to go on to Dark Eldar turn 2. We'll see if any flyers turn up and see if we can push home here on this flank attack. Right, moving for the Dark Eldar on turn 2. The razor wing has turned up. It's come on about 20 inches, moving up this way. Got a view there to the oppressor. Then the Ravager moving out 12 inches and just lining itself up here to have a shot down the table. One Venom moving out 12 inches as well. And the other one moving forwards just onto the second floor of the building there, passing its dangerous terrain check. And then the Talos moving ahead 6 inches, slowly moving up. 2 Raiders moving up here, just keeping the witches on board. Hellions have rallied and they've just consolidated there, and then the Reavers looking for a target, just moving up between the 2 vehicles there. So we're looking for a good shooting phase from the Dark Eldar this turn. We need to get these lance hits to cause some kind of damage as we move up. So go on to shooting now for the Dark Eldar on turn 2. Right, so we'll do a bit of shooting here. The Razor Wing is going to fire dead ahead at the repressor, so we want 2 shots at freeze, get both hits. We're looking at no cover here, so on rolls for armor penetration, we get 1 glancing hit, so just 1 glancing hit on the repressor there. Okay, James gets a 6+ invuln here, not this time, okay. Right, Ravager's going to try and contribute here to the damage, so we want freeze to hit here, get 2, just average, and we're just looking at cover. She's got 2 hits here, and we'll just roll for armor penetration. That's not enough. That's poor rolling there on 2 2s. Right, so shooting for the Dark Eldar on turn 2. It's not too bad actually. They've gone quite well. You saw some hits coming in there from Dark Lances, and then the Raiders here managed to finish off the repressor. So we got the first blood there. Tank exploded. The sisters survived, but 2 brought down by crossfire here from the Venoms. 1 here and then 1 here. James just done the morale for them. They've passed. The Battle Sister squad just took morale and has passed. That's the shooting phase done. Just the Talos there moving up another 2 inches. So we're going to go into assaults here. And there's a possibility for the Reavers to charge. They could try and charge the Battle Sisters over there or try and take out the Exorcist. We'll have to see. Just on assaults here, we're just measuring out the Reavers will need 8 inches to try and reach the Exorcist there. It's worth a go, not slowed by the cover, so there's no minus here and no dangerous terrain for skilled rider, so 8 would be good. 5, no, there's no re-rolls at all. So it's a foul charge there. That is the end of Dark Eldar turn 2. We're going to go on to Sisters of Battle turn 2. Moving for the Sisters of Battle on turn 2. The Exorcist moving up and taking position here. Oppressor moving up there. Exorcist just shifting along again, just trying to get an angle as the Dark Eldar advance. This is the kind of view they have across the table. Here, Sisters of Battle squad, or Battle Sister squad, moving up to take on the stationary jet bikes, and the other Exorcist able to fire dead ahead at the Dark Eldar as they advance. And then the flanking manoeuvre has taken place here. Dark Eldar thought they were flanking, but they have been flanked by Sisters of Battle. 2 repressors turning up. There's no need for them to get out. They're able to fire a lot of their weapons out of the vehicle from those gun slits there. Heavy flamers and multi-milders going to fire. So Dark Eldar are going to have to brace themselves here for a lot of firepower to come from Sisters of Battle on this turn. We'll see what kind of shooting phase James has. Right, so shooting for the Sisters of Battle on turn 2. The flank attack here went okay. The melters firing out, we managed to jink them. No damage at all, but we'll be on snap firing there with the Raider. Heavy flamer hits coming through have knocked the Hellions down. We're going to have to do morale for them actually. They'll be on LD8, which they pass. Then the other repressor there firing through with the Occupants has destroyed the Venom here, and the Incubi have got out, passing their armour saves, no damage done to them. The Raiders had to jink here, that was fire coming through from the Exorcist here, but no damage done, passed a load of cover saves, so survived there. And the other Exorcist firing up at the Flyer, no hits, needing 6s to hit. And then just tracking a bit of the movement here, we'd lost sight of her. Celestine had moved up here, the movement phase jumped over 12 and is now behind the balcony. So Dark Eldar, got to be careful about her moving up there and looks like in a good striking position. So that's the shooting phase done. It's quite effective from Sister Battle there, but I'm sure James would have wanted more from that. So we're going to go into assaults. We're going to see if this Battle Sister squad will charge into the Reavers. Right, so one Sister brought down there. James is going to try and charge him. I reckon he needs 3 inches to make it in. Should be able to get it 6, yeah, so we have a combat here. Just the combat then, no damage inflicted on either side. The jet bike's at toughness 5, so no damage done, and we didn't inflict any damage back. So we've used our hit and run ability, have disengaged and move up 10 inches in this direction, and then James's Battle Sisters just regrouping there. So that marks the end of turn 2 for both sides. Going to go on to turn 3 now for the Dark Eldar. So the strategy seems to have worked quite well so far, pushing up on one side, sort of blindsiding the Battle Sisters here. James saying a couple of his vehicles sort of out of action at the moment, which is what the Dark Eldar wanted. His forces starting to engage here, moving some vehicles in, and then this flank attack as well starting to make its mark. So the game, it does hang in the balance. Kill points being scored now on both sides. So we're going to go on to the third turn, the midpoint of the game. We'll see if the Dark Eldar can keep going. We're trying to avoid that glass hammer effect that has happened so many times in other games. Right, moving for the Dark Eldar on turn 3. There's been quite a lot of manoeuvring going on here, a lot of decisions that we've needed to take. So pretty much every unit moving here, just stumbling a couple of inches here with the Archon and the Incubi squad. And then the Ravager falling back 12 inches. It's on snap fire, it's just trying to get out of trouble. And the Talos moving 6 inches this direction, take on the Repressor at the back here. Hellions jumping over 12. And then the Venom just here on the second floor has moved down, passing its test, and then disembarking the Incubi and the second in command Archon there. The Raider that was on the left just shifting over a little bit. And then the other Raider moving out 6 inches and then disembarking with a unit of Witches. They've got multiple choices. They can try and take on the Exorcist on the left or the small squad of Battle Sisters on the right. Void Raven coming on dropped its Void Mine and caused one hull point and a shaken result on the Repressor there. And then just around here, the Reavers staying where they are after that hit and run move. They're happy to charge into the side of the Exorcist here. So we're going to go on shooting for the Dark Eldar. A lot of opportunity for them. If they do well, they can try and gain the upper hand in this game. Right, shooting for the Dark Eldar on turn 3. Number of things going on, not too much damage being dealt out. The Ravager here just going to move that flat out just to try and block this second flanker, or the third flanker coming on. Nothing from the Hellions. Haywire grenade from the Archon actually missed, but a second haywire grenade from the Witches inside here caused a glancing hit on the Repressor. And then the Venom firing ahead, no damage done on the Battle Sisters, but pistol fire from the Witches managed to bring them down in the end. And the Raider firing at the Exorcist, no damage done, but damage from the Void Raven being done there, one hull point. And shaken result there on the Exorcist. That silenced it for another turn. So that's shooting done. Not too bad. Dark Eldar chipping away here. We're going to go on to assaults. A number of assaults that can take place. The main focus will be this battle here with the flanking units. Right, so assaults for the Dark Eldar. A number of assaults making it here. The army leader Archon failed to get in, just an inch short on his charge, but the Talos has made it into the repressor at the back here, and then the Incubi in the second in command, and the last couple of Hellions have made it into contact with the front repressor, and then just over at the other side there, the Reavers have made it into contact with the Exorcist. So we'll get these combats resolved here, see what kind of damage we can do. So we'll do the assault here at the top, the Reavers charging into the Exorcist. So we'll do cluster caltrops here. 3d6, not too good, that's 7 hits. Side armor of 11. So we're on strength 6 rending here, side armor of 11. So that's enough to penetrate here. So James is going to get some invuln saves here with his vehicles. So he's going to 6+ the glance here, which he does, and then 2 penetrating hits, and he passes one of them, so only one's gone through, and we'll roll up our result here at AP2. AP2 becomes a 7, that vehicle has been destroyed. Right, so that's resolved there. On a 7 there, the Exorcist is gone. It exploded 5 inches, and I've actually lost 2 of the Reavers there in the explosion. Rolled 2 1s for armor save, and then 2 1s on feel no pain. Right, do the Talos here. So Talos is on 3 attacks, 1 for charging, and then 1 for 2 melee weapons. So we're on freeze to hit. James moves, 3 misses. So on strength 7 here, rear armor 10. So 1 glance, 1 pen. James can roll these 6s. The glance has saved, and the penetration has gone through. So not too much damage here. I'll roll up the result. Becomes a 2. Okay, so just 1 whole point dealt out there, so that repressor remains active. We'll do Hellions on the rear here. They need freeze, then a 6, they failed. The Archon is going to try and place the Haywire Grenade. He passes, and then it's a glancing hit. James can roll 6 up save. No, invuln, no. Then the attacks here from the Incubi, 3 each, and then the Clavex is on an extra 1. Doesn't get Rampage for outnumbered, so we're going to roll up here, freeze to hit. Okay, and then we just need a 6 here. A couple of 6s would be good. There's 1 on a 6 though. James will ignore it. No, just about managed to reduce the repressor there. Right, so that's assault's done. All the hull points taken away there, and then James's squad has disembarked. But it could have gone a lot worse. So we failed to eliminate the flanking force here, and then James still has another repressor to turn up. So the game's definitely still hanging in the balance. Dark Eldar some advantage, but both sides still locking horns at this stage. So we're going to go on to Sisters of Battle turn 3. We'll see if James can strike back here and try and tip the scales in this game. Right, moving with the Sisters of Battle on turn 3. The 2 Exorcists moving up here, moving down the central corridor. Then the Canoness and her squad just moving up. We've done their run moves, they've gone 8 inches. And then coming over here, Celestine, the Living Saint, has jumped down. Looks like the Reavers could be in a lot of trouble here. And the Repressor, and with the squad inside, has moved up. It was here and has burst through the doors there, 12 inches pushing ahead. and then just the silenced Exorcist here. And then come around the other side with this flank attack as James seeks to push ahead with that. His other repressor hasn't turned up critically, rolled a 2. Just had to try and keep fighting as they are. This squad here just moving along away from the burning wreck, and then reversing or moving through the boxes and barrels here, just repositioning and let out some fire this turn. There's a real tussle going on in this sector here. Sisters of Battle units caught right up in the middle of the Dark Eldar force here, fighting tooth and nail to try and survive and take out as many Dark Eldar units as they can. So we're going to go on to Sisters of Battle shooting on turn 3. If they get a good round here, then they may be able to push on and have an advantage in this game. So we're going to go on to shooting now. Right, so shooting for Sisters of Battle on turn 3. Yeah, so the rear Exorcist fired and killed one of the Incubi just here. That range 48 coming in handy. And then here, firing across, but just one shot coming through and missed there, so the Incubi have come off quite lightly. And James firing his squad here from the repressor, one Incubus or one Incubi being killed, but the Archon absorbing the rest of the hits on his Shadow Field save, coming in very, very handy here, absorbing these hits here on 2+ Invuln. And the Dominion squad here firing down, another Incubi killed. Scratch it again, the same as the Dark Eldar are doing, just chipping away at each other here. No major kills taking place, just real tussle going on. Battle Sister squad inside, firing their melters, no damage done on the Raider just here. Yeah, and then the heavy flame on top, just killing 2 of the witches just there. Snap firing from the Exorcist here, no damage on the Raider just there. And then Celestine, Living Saint, didn't know she got a flaming sword, taking out a number of the Reavers there, passing morale, but have been shot up pretty bad. And we're going to go on to assaults now for Sisters of Battle on turn 3. Right, it's just on assaults here. No charges down here. It's the firepower that Sisters are relying on. Just trying to keep at arm's length from the Dark Eldar. Difficult though in such close quarter fighting, but Celestine has charged in here against the Reavers. Just rolling up here, James charging him with 6 attacks. Missed with 2. Mastercrafter gets his hit. And strength 5. We're on toughness 5 because of the drugs, but 4+, so 3 of the Reavers brought down. We will get Feel No Pain here on one of them, so 2 Reavers killed. So we'll fight back here, not expecting to win. 4s to hit, that's very good. Strength 3, toughness. She's toughness 3. So only 4s to wound. 3 wounds. James can roll up his saves here. Takes a wound. Okay, so we've actually lost by 1. So we'll roll up morale here of an 8, which we fail. So it's initiative. Initiative 7 and 6. The Reavers have been made short work of by Celestine. That's a good kill there, and the point's been knocked up for the Sisters of Battle. Right, so that's the end of the turn, turn 3. At the halfway point of the game, horns locked here, as you said earlier. Sisters of Battle units moving in as quick as they can and giving fire support. But this is the key area. I reckon the battle will be decided in this zone here. Celestine, the Living Saint, making her impact on the battle. So we'll go on now to Dark Eldar turn 4. turn 4. The Ravager just moving across 12 inches here with a view up to the repressor. Then the Razor Wing coming on from reserve there with a view to the repressor as well. I was going to try and hammer it with a number of hits this turn. Then Incubi starting to surround the repressor here with the squad inside. Army Commander here, and then second in command on the other side as well. Hellion's just hiding. Venom just coming across 6 inches, going to lend some fire support against the Dominion squad. Talos moving in slowly but surely. It's just crept around the table, but it may be able to get a charge in this turn. Right, then the two Raiders here. The closest one's still with a squad inside, but they're going to stay in. Just moving over 6 inches, going to fire some pot shots there at Celestine, trying to keep our distance from her. We've seen what she can do. And then the squad of Witches there, going to try and take out the Exorcist on its last hull point. So that's Dark Eldar all clinging to this side of the table. There's a very, very empty part of the table over here. It's just the way the game has gone. We're going to go on to shooting now for the Dark Eldar on turn 4. Try and take out the repressor here. The Ravager at the back first, so 3 shots, so freeze to hit. We've got 2, if you're happy with that. There's 5 here. It's lance weapon, and we have failed on an 11, so James is happy with that so far. We're going to fire the Razor Wing firing down. 2 lance shots, they've both hit. And we've got a glance and a penetrating hit. So the first one, cover save 4+, the glance fails, and the other one fails as well. 6+ for the glancing hit. These are his invuln saves coming, and 6+ for the penetrating hit here. No, we'll roll up to see what kind of result we get. A 6 would be good. 5's close enough. That becomes a 6. That's immobilized and a whole point. Right, I'm going to try and finish this off here. So closest Raider is going to fire. Dark Lance 3+, yes, and it's a penetrating hit. James will get his 6+ invuln save, which he fails, and then we'll roll up the result here. A 2 becomes a 3, but the vehicle has been wrecked. Right, so shooting for the Dark Eldar on turn 4. It's been quite good. A lot of saves being found here. Some James not doing too well on the DSLR 1s and 2s coming up. So last hull point dealt out on the repressor there. Haywire grenade being thrown by the Archon there, and then James's squad has got out. A lot of poison fire here, pistol fire, and plasma grenade being thrown from the Raider there with the Witches inside, and then poison fire from the Venom and the Talos, causing a lot of casualties there on that Dominion squad. 1 left, passing morale, and the Ravager firing through as what we saw, and the Razor Wing firing down, and the Raiders have managed to destroy the repressor here. So pretty good. The Witches throwing a haywire grenade on the Exorcist failed to hit. So we're going to go on to assaults now. A number of assaults for the Dark Eldar as they try and take on these Sisters of Battle in close combat. Right, so combats for the, or charges for the Dark Eldar on turn 4. The Witches have made it into combat with the Exorcist over there. Talos has made it in against the lone Dominion squad member, and then over here both sets of Incubi and Archons have made into contact with the squad that was inside the repressor. So we're going to do these combats now, see the advantages with the Dark Eldar. We'll see what happens. We'll get these results. Right, let's do this assault here. The Archon has challenged the Priest, but he has stepped back, and the Sergeant for the squad here has stepped up. So we're going to do our attacks first at a very high initiative and with plasma grenades for cover. So we'll be on 3s to hit, and then 4s to wound, and it'll be AP3 the hits coming through. So 2, any invuln saves at all? Yes, 2 invuln saves of 6+.
Are we rolling? Priest?
Passes 1, she dies, but no other wounds are passed on to the squad members. So that's one brought down. Now the army commander, the other Archon, will fight. He's the next highest in initiative, so he'll need 3s to hit. And then he'll need 4s. Nothing from him. Right, so the second Archon's missed. So James is going to fight back with one of the Dominions here. 2 attacks and he'll get re-rolls. He's just rolled up and has got 2 hits. He'll be on 4s to wound. 9. Then we're just totaling up the other attacks, 8 in total, and he'll be on 4s to hit and re-rolls for them. That's good rolling. That's extremely good. All 8 have hit, and he'll be on 4s to wound. Quite so good. 3 there. So Incubi got 3 saves to make. They passed 2, and a feel no pain failed. So 1 Incubi brought down. Right, now the attacks from the priest. Just 2 attacks, but he'll get rerolls as well. Yes, and then 4s to wound for him. No, okay. So we're going to do the Incubi attacks now. So on Clavexes here, we're not going to get Rampage. We actually outnumbered the Sisters of Battle there. So 2 Clavexes with their bonuses for charging, and then 2 other Incubi left. So we'll lump them all together. They will need freeze to hit. That's pretty good. And then a strength 5 for Furious Charge, and plus 1 strength for the weapons. We'll be on strength 5, and then AP 2, 2s to kill. There's a whole load of invuns to make.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I might as well just do it.
So James got a load of invuns here. If he gets a big cluster of 6s, you might get some survivors. We'll see here. Just the one. So 10 dead. Oh, rerolls. Oh, he gets rerolls here. Priest granting the rerolls. 2 more saved. It's not going to be enough. They've gone. The Incubi have had their wicked way. Right, so that's the combat done. We're just going to consolidate with these 2 units. Then the other combats here, 1 glancing hit with the Haywire Grenade from the Witches. That's the Exorcist gone. And then the Talos made short work of the last Battle Sister there and has slinked back 6 inches. So that's the turn finished. We're saying that the upper hand really is tipping towards the Dark Eldar, but Sisters of Battle are going to continue on this. To everyone reserved to come on turn 4, it will automatically arrive. So we'll go on to Sisters of Battle, turn 4. Right, so this is a battle turn 4, and the Repressor, much to the frustration of James, has come on at this end of the table, some miles away from the action, just coming on 6 inches. The Exorcists moving up here, continuing their advance, doing their best to provide some fire support. Then the Canoness and her squad moving up. I've just done their run moves as well, so moving up quite quick. And then over here, what's left of the Sisters are doing their best. Celestine's moving out here, going to try and take on the Witches. And then the squad here, ready to take on the Raiders. So on to shooting now. Movement's done. The Exorcist here are going to fire at the Ravager. We will jink or declare it because we're scared of the firepower that thing can come out with. So D6 shots. James will get, he gets 5, so we're wise to jink there. And he will be on freeze to hit here. Strength 8 weapon. He's got 3 hits. And he'll roll up here to see what damage. It's armor 11. And he's got a glance and 2 penetration. So we're all on the be 4+, so the glancing hit, it fails to stop that one. And then 2 penetrating hits. We stop one of them. And then James can roll up to see what the result is. 5, open top 6, AP 1, the Ravager is gone. Yeah, so the Ravager's gone. Second one at the back here is going to fire at the Razor Wing. We will jink as well, try and survive this. So D6 shots from him, 2 6s for hits. No, okay, but that's made the Razor Wing take evasive action. Right, so shooting, we've seen there the Ravager blown to pieces, another point knocked up, and then the Razor Wing had to jink, but no damage coming in from the Exorcist. So shooting at this end, Dominion squad firing here, destroyed the Raider, tried to jink, but a load of penetrating hits coming in, blown sky high, witches, 3 of them killed, but we're holding there. More witches brought down by Celestine's flaming sword. So that's the shooting done, pretty effective actually from Sisters of Battle this turn. Going to go into assaults, there's 2 here, we're going to roll up to see if Celestine makes it in to the witches, or she does, and we'll roll up for these. 8. Just going to re-roll.
Yeah.
10. Less 2 is 8, and it was 8 you needed, so we'll get these combats. Right, assaults then. Mixed results, really. Celestine winning the combat, but the witches holding their ground. And then over here, the witches won the combat against the sister squad there, but on double one, James holding his ground there. So locked in melee here now. So we're going on to turn 5 now for the Dark Elder, getting towards the end of the game. Dark Elder with the advantage, but that's a good comeback from the sisters, so they're still in the fight, there's no doubt about that. Celestine the Saint still on the rampage, so we're going to go on to Dark Elder turn 5. Alright, Dark Elder turn 5. Razor Wing's left combat airspace, it was on Jinx, so on 6+ to hit, so we've moved it off. And then the Void Raven coming on, and it's got a target here at the Exorcist. And just in the ruins here, not many sisters left in this zone. So the Hellions moving up just behind the wreck, and then the Archon and Incubi units moving up in this direction to join the ongoing combats, as well as the Talos Venom just backing off, just using this building as cover as the battle begins to die down in this area. Just a last stand from Celestine the Saint, and then the witches continuing their combat. Then just shifting the Raider back here 12 inches as well, just forgot to move that one. But that's movement done for the Dark Elder. Going to go on to shooting now for them on turn 5. Not much really, just a handful of small units left on the table for both sides. Right, shooting done, not much. The Void Raven firing down, a penetrating hit here, hull point and immobilised on the Exorcist, but not enough to silence it. It'll be able to fire back on James's turn. So we're going to go on to assaults now. Just the Incubi squad at the back with the Army Commander moving up and running 6 inches. We're going to try and charge the other units. So on to assaults now for the Dark Elder on turn 5. Just assaults here. The Archon, second in command, and the Incubi have made it into combat just by an inch, and they're able to now join in that combat with the witches. We're going to go on to assaults now, get these 2 resolved, and then go on to turn 5 for Sisters of Battle. So combat results here, the witches have just fall back behind the wreck there. Celestine's broken off hit and run, moved down this direction, and then the combat here, the Sisters of Battle unit was destroyed, which is falling back here, and then 6 inches back with the second in command. But it is turn 5 now for the Sisters of Battle. Celestine the Living Saint has the initiative. She's going to move here. James has a decision to make where she will go. So we're going to go on to movement now in turn 5 for Sisters of Battle. Right, so turn 5 movement for the Sisters of Battle. Just Celestine really moving out of the crater here and lining up to charge into the second in command Archon. The Exorcist, the one at the back, just moving up here. That's pretty much it. So we're going to go on to shooting now for the Sisters of Battle. Right, shooting phase, heavy flamer coming through, no damage on the Incubi, but just 1 hull point dealt out on the Raider, and then we jinked here, no damage done on the Void Raven. So going to go into assaults now. Celestine is going to charge in on this assault phase. Right, so Celestine is in here. We're going to resolve these this combat. Right, so combat's here. Challenged the Archon, 3 invuns to make. He made them on a 2+, and then Celestine has been brought down by the Incubi. On a leadership check, she'll get back up. If she fails, then perhaps the last hope for the sisters is over. She does pass. She's back up. and apparently gets her full wounds again. So combat continues. Emphasis on the living saint. She's back. Right, so that's combat's done here. Celestine is resurrected. We're going to roll up to see if the game continues. On a 1 or a 2, it's all over. At the end of turn 5, yeah, James has rolled a 1. We're going to finish here and calculate victory points. It looks like the Dark Eldar have it, but we'll total everything up and we'll see what the result is. Right, it's just calculating points. There's a lot of points in this game. So kills for Sisters of Battle. They wiped out the Reavers, that's a point. Razorwing's off table, that counts as a point. Raider, Ravager, and Venom. So that is 5 points. And then James also gets Linebreaker here, anchoring in the Dark Eldar deployment zone. So that's 6 points to the Sisters of Battle. Then points to the Dark Eldar just off table here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Priest, 5, 6, and then 7 for that unit. And then vehicles is 8, 9, 10 and 11, and then First Blood for the Dark Eldar as well, and Linebreaker, the witch is just tucked behind the Exorcist there. That's 13 points to 6, so quite a clear victory for the Dark Eldar. I don't think the army's a match for the Sisters, but perhaps strategically with that flank assault it gave them the advantage in the game. That concentration of firepower and combat was a good start for the Dark Eldar. It was a good contest. James swears revenge and wants a rematch. You may well see a clash between these two forces again. Excellent game, very enjoyable. Good fight down here with those flanking units coming on. There it is, it ends in a Dark Eldar victory. They claim this sector of the planet. So thanks for watching and tune in next time. Right, so unit game for both sides. It can be found here. The Ink will be performing very well. And then Celestine performing excellently for the Sisters of Battle as well. So that's unit the game for both sides.